What's up, good people, and welcome back to my channel where we bond over our favorite TV shows, trending topics, and everything in between that we care about. So today we are back with another video, and today there was an article that I ran across that just came out, and it was very interesting to me because it was about Miss Robbie once again, but not in relation to Tim Norman or the upcoming murder for hire trial that he's the lone standing wolf with at this point. So this article was about Miss Robbie and another future business venture or potential future business venture for her. So in this article from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, which I love them because they tend to get the juice on the Sweetie Pies family. But here in this article, they talk about Miss Robbie's new business venture. But what it looks like is that Miss Robbie is actually trying to go into the medical marijuana industry. So at least from this article, they're saying that it looks like the plan is for the Welcome to Sweetie Pies menu items to be infused with marijuana. Now, the question is, I don't know if anyone else is infusing cannabis with soul food. I think it's a different take. Well, I'm assuming somebody's done it because people be doing it out of their kitchen now. So I don't know, but would you be interested? I would love to see in the comments below for those of you who indulge in such things. Would you be interested in your soul food having marijuana in it? I don't know. But anyway, let's see what this article says. Welcome to Sweetie Pies remains in legal limbo after the state of Missouri rejected startup company's application for cannabis license. According to court filings in Cole County, Grotonic's appeal of its failed bid for a license is under judicial review after an administrative hearing judge ruled that the company had failed to provide all the documents needed for its original application to be considered by the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services. The dispute centers on Grotonic's alleged failure to supply a specific business certificate to finalize its application, despite having 2 chances to do so. Now that sounds like just poor business and poor follow through on their part, but they're trying to fight it. So it goes on to say, Grotonic's request to the department for a variance was rejected, and Administrative Hearing Commission Kate Jo Wheeler said it was beyond her power to overturn that decision. And she is quoted as saying, "We have no power to suspend another agency's operations or determine what procedures an agency should follow," Wheeler wrote. The records show Grotonic's registered as a company in August of 2019 as companies were scrambling to prepare for the advent of the state's legalized marijuana licensing process. More than 850 companies did not win a license to grow, distribute, or sell medical marijuana appeal to its courts seeking to garner one of its limited slots available. Of those, DHSS spokeswoman Lisa Cox said Monday that 477 cases are still pending. The number of successful appeals is very low. According to Cox, administrative judges have ordered DHSS to issue just 5 licenses through the process. The company aimed to capitalize on the popularity of Welcome to Sweetie Pies on the OWN channel reality show about a soul food business founded by Montgomery. The show aired for 5 years, ending in 2018. A company website lists Montgomery as CEO and majority owner of Grotonic's. Dr. Richard Bly is also named as an owner. The plan, according to the website, was for Grotonic's to sell marijuana-infused food in the realm of the Sweetie Pie soul food menu. So it's quoted as saying, "Robbie is bringing her recipes and commercial kitchen success to the green market, where she is excited to offer her new Grotonic's medical marijuana edible product line," the website notes. It goes on to say, "Our clinic was established to provide quality treatment with compassion and convenience. Our mission is to provide an alternate natural way of healing without using industrialized pharmaceuticals," the website adds. So based on this article, it seems like in spite of everything that's going on with Tim, her son, and, you know, the whole family and just all the drama surrounding the murder for hire plot of Andre Montgomery, it seems like Miss Robbie is not skipping a beat as it pertains to pursuing her professional goals. She's still running her remaining restaurants. She's out there touring and promoting her song and vying to be the oldest female to win a Grammy. And now we can add to that wanting to be an owner of a medical marijuana company. I do, however, wonder when it comes to this, the business partners that Miss Robbie has with this, because I would just assume that this was not Miss Robbie's brainchild. What it sounds like is there's already an existing company and they've brought her in to, as they say, bring in her menu, her soul food menu, and then infuse it with marijuana. And so it sounds more like a collaboration where they'll use, you know, her name and also, I guess, some of her intellectual property and, you know, create this product line of medical marijuana infused foods. So, or edibles, whatever you want to call them. And so it sounds like a decent idea. It sounds like a good idea, I guess. I'm not into that stuff like that. So yeah, I have heard of these edible, you know, marijuana dinner parties now. They're becoming a bit of a thing. So I can see a market for having this sort of product line. But again, I don't think this was her original brainchild, unlike, you know, the Sweetie Pie's restaurants. And also what I've noticed is it seems like Miss Robbie's new team, since she lost him, thankfully she really gained more from that, because it seems like her current team, the people who are really behind her, have a more modern and polished mindset. Like you can look at her promotional materials and even like the photo shoots that she does and things of that nature at this point, and everything is so elevated. And so it sounds like a venture of this sort is not something that Mr. Bussy got her into, like Mr. Bussy who helped her with the restaurants. I still wonder what happened to Mr. Bussy, but this doesn't sound like someone of her generation or even a generation behind her did. It sounds more like even a generation behind me, those sort of people have started to help her with her brand. And so, you know, we'll see. Obviously, they did not submit from this article. They're saying literally just wanted a business license. So they had an incomplete application, which is not a good idea when you're applying for something when it comes to government contracts and things. And I used to do that in my old job, my corporate gig. And you have to dot every I and cross every T. You got to have like multiple checklists. You got to have other eyes on it and all of that. And so for them to do something like just omit a business license, like it's not like they didn't have it, not a good sign. Not a good sign that whoever's in charge of this is really on it. But things happen. We'll see if their appeal works. And what we can say is from this article, it's saying that they're saying that appeals rarely go through. So we'll see. I hope it does. I hope this does work out for her. I know that there are I hear so much hate from Ms. Robbie at this point. And so I know there are a lot of people who wish her zero success and to lose it all, but I'm not one of those people. So, because again, she did not, she didn't play a role in the murder for hire plot. And her loving her son, or attempting to, at least in the public eye, I don't blame her for that. But the other piece of it too that I was thinking, when it comes to putting these companies together, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a dispensary or if this is just a miracle marijuana product line as it pertains to soul food. But I do have a friend who actually went through the process of opening a dispensary in LA. And, you know, I was hearing the stories throughout that process, and it was years in the making. And it was a lot of work, and it was very stressful. Like, her blood, sweat, and tears went into it. But thankfully, she was able to successfully open it. And I think it was last September, if I'm not mistaken, that she and her business partner were able to open their dispensary in LA. And so this video was a great opportunity to shout her out, because I haven't been able to support myself. So if you live in the LA area, or you're ever in or around the LA area and you're into cannabis, definitely check out my girl Whitney Beatty and her LA dispensary called Josephine and Billy's. And on a side note, it's actually owned by African-American women. So if you're into cannabis, definitely go check them out. So back to Ms. Robbie. I will say that when it comes to Ms. Robbie and these business ventures, and the fact that Ms. Robbie is now in her 80s, I think she's like 82 or 83. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but somewhere up in there. And the fact that she is going, to me, harder than I go. It's like, it's been an inspiration to me in the sense of realizing that when I turn 65 or 70, it doesn't mean that I have to have myself in a mindset of retiring. Like in my mind, I've always said, because my life is not traditional, like I don't have a corporate situation anymore, thank God. But in my mind, I always envision, oh, when I get towards retirement age, I'll just do hobbies and I'll do some volunteer work here or there and, you know, live off the fat of the land and travel and things like that. But, and I will, I'll still do those things. But watching Miss Robbie go about still having like real aspirations of still at this point, she's like, it's not too late for me to get a Grammy. I'm still on this side of earth. Like, that's a different way to look at it. And even going into new business ventures, you know, not saying, well, these restaurants take care of me and all this is set, you know, set in place and whoever's inheriting and whatever else is happening there. She's not just resting on like, that's done and I got enough to live on. She's literally still saying there's no limit to what I can do while I'm on this side of, you know, the land of the living. And so for me, it's inspiring and an awakening in my mind to say, quit looking at it like, oh, I got about 20 some more years left before I need to start winding this down. So anyway, with that, props to Miss Robbie. I hope this does work out in spite of y'all who don't. And, you know, Tim is Tim and that is that. And Miss Robbie is not her fault that she, unfortunately, you know, birthed the spawn of Satan. I didn't. Okay. Anyway, let me get out of here before I get canceled. With that, thank you guys for lasting to this long in the video. If you've made it this far, please hit that like button below to help this channel grow. Also, if you are new to this channel or returning and you have not subscribed as of yet, this would be a great time to hit that subscribe button below to help this channel grow and join the family. So also, don't forget, we have our VIP community. That's a place for you to be able to interact with me one-on-one, not get lost in the comments because there are hundreds of them on every video at this point, and I keep up with as many as I can for the first hour or two, and then I can't promise after that that I'll see your comments, unfortunately. So if you want to make sure I see your comments, join the text community, and you can easily join the text community on the number on your screen by just texting "Hey Vell," and that makes you an official part of the VIP community. So with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.
Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I'm fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jets. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest.